Welcome back to Marketing Gems. This is week 8 and today is all about DIY social media for a sole trader. So as a sole trader, you probably know that your time and your energy can quickly be zapped. And when it comes to managing your own social media, this is where your time and energy is most likely to be zapped. So I want to talk to you today about tools and tips to help you be a boss at social media and kick ass with your marketing. I'm going to start today by talking about your typical sole trader story. So let's take your average Joe, your sole trader who's just started out in business. What is their story? Well, they typically start off by creating a logo, they often have a website and often create a Facebook business page. And then what happens is that they start to post special offers, deals and posting pictures of their products or service. And their fans are made up of their friends and family, and after about 3 months, nothing else happens. Their Facebook business page goes a bit quiet and they become a bit disillusioned and lack confidence in their business. Does this sound familiar? Unfortunately, this happens a lot with sole traders. And before I go into the detail of DIY social media for sole traders, I just want to remind you of the 3 messages that I've given previously in one of the Marketing Gems videos. It's only week 8 and I'm already losing track of which week I gave which advice. So anyway, just to remind you, people buy from people, so you need to be human behind that keyboard. If you were stood in front of that customer, what would you say? Would you say it in that way that you're writing right now for your social media? Just remember to be human. Secondly, know your strategy. I'll use the analogy that works well with who I am and what I do. I wouldn't go hiking up a hill. Well, actually, I probably would. I wouldn't necessarily go hiking up a mountain without a map because I wouldn't know what path to take and what footwear to wear and what footwear would be appropriate. So don't start marketing without a strategy, number 2. And then thirdly, remember that your time is precious, so be disciplined with your time. As a sole trader, you need to really be thinking about 2 or 3 things that you can do well and do them great, rather than trying to cover every single marketing fad that is out there. So if this sounds like you, this sounds like a typical sole trader, and you're in this position right now, you're probably thinking, well, how can I fix it? Well, that's what I'm going to go into next. So up next is my tips on using the right tools. So once you've stopped acting like a robot, you understand what direction you're going in, and you know the 2 or 3 things that you're going to focus on, you can crack on creating kick-ass social media posts. So the first thing to do is to use the readily available free tools that are out there. There's technology to help you be more efficient in your business. And I'm going to use the example of a social media scheduling tool that I use, and it's called Buffer. It's a great tool to help you be consistent with your outputs on social media. But I want to put a little caveat on that. Only use social media scheduling tools as a bit of a buffer, as the name suggests. Don't over rely on it, because social media at the end of the day is social. The clue is kind of in the name. So the other great tool that you can use is a tool called Canva, and it's a free tool and it allows you to create images and graphics for social media. And whichever platform you use for social media, all of them have reported increased engagement for posts with images. So if you're going to use images in your social media posts, make sure your brand is recognizable in those images through the styling. So pick a style and stick with it and be consistent with your outputs. There's some more details in the blog with this video about being consistent with your outputs and what kind of tools, and I've got some key messages for you. So make sure you have a read of the blog along with this video. But the next question, as a sole trader, once you've kind of figured out how to be consistent with your messages, is how do I build up my following? So there are a few key things that you should consider to help you build up that following. But But I just want you to take away one message from this today, and it's to focus on quality over quantity. Make sure I get that right. Quality over quantity. So it's quite easy to be aspirational by looking at the big brands and thinking, well, I want millions of followers for my small coffee shop, and that's all well and good, and it'll help you focus and keep striving forward, but it's a big leap to go from 0 to 1 million. So break it down into smaller steps and you'll soon be surprised at how far you can go. The second thing that you can do is utilize what's already around you. So think about if you've already got a website, there are many plugins and different strategies you can use to help turn that website traffic into fans and followers. Take, for instance, a tool that I've been trialing myself called Social Locker. It's a plugin for WordPress websites that allows you to gate content in exchange for either a like or a share on social media. The other way you can encourage visitors to become fans is to put share buttons on blogs. So if you've got a blog on your website, encourage people to share the content if they find it useful by adding the social media share buttons somewhere on the blog, either at the top, the bottom, or sometimes you can have them floating buttons that follow you around. So the final way you can use social media and kind of turn website visitors into fans is something that not many people do, but most of us have a contact us page on the website. So usually has a form, maybe even we promote our email address or phone number. Well, why not share your social media profiles? Ask your website visitors to connect with you on LinkedIn or connect with you on Facebook and ask them to private or direct message you. It's a great way to build up your following that way too. So not only can you start to build up your social media following by using your website, you can also do that with all of your other social media, all of your other marketing activity. So if you send out an email newsletter, you can include some buttons. If you do text messages, you can do the same there, and the same with any printed material. So think about your business card, your banners, your leaflets, your flyers, whatever it is that you're printing. Why not include your social media profiles? Because if your customers, if you don't tell your customers that you're out there, how are they going to know? How are they going to find you? So let them know about your new business social media profiles. So that is it for today's Marketing Gems. This has been week 8, DIY social media marketing. Hope you're enjoying it. This is a YouTube channel video as well as on Facebook. So do come and subscribe to the page. If you found it useful, you think somebody else might get some tips out of it, please share the hell out of it. Thank you ever so much. Bye bye.